Hi crafty friends, how's everyone doing today? This is Sheree and I'm here today for Merry Christmas Crafty YouTube Hop, which I am one of the co-hosts along with Susan Hiles Creates, Susan, and Helen at Moss Cottage. So it's a little hop and we're doing like 15 to 20 minute videos, or under 20 minutes. It could be 10 minutes, it could be 5 minutes. But anyway, just so you can have time to, we're keeping them short, so you can have time to go and see what everyone is doing. And this week's prompt is Masterboard. So I'm sure all of you probably already know what a Masterboard but just in case, it consists of a base and you cover it with something. That's a very simple explanation, but you can cover it with whatever you want: paper, fabric, just anything and everything. And you can use your base. You can use anything for your base. You can also just use paper, or you could use cardstock. I had several different things running through my head for today about what I wanted to do. And in the end, I ended up wanting to do kind of two different types of masterboard. So I'm working on one. I didn't want to do it all on video because, that would make the video too long. So this is some tissue paper that I showed you in a Thrifty Thursday that I got at Goodwill. And it was new. It was in their new Christmas stuff that they have out this year at my Goodwill. And I'm gluing it down onto music. And this is coffee dyed, and I think this is some RIP dye here that I got mixed together. Kind of by accident, but it came out really cool. So this side is going to look like this. And this side is going to be, I have a plan for this. I'm not going to tell you what my plan is today, but I have a plan in mind to use this for something. So today I'm just making the base for the next step, which will be, it'll be used in one of the next 3 prompts that we have. And all the prompts are going to be down below. They include clusters and ATC coins and cards, or AT, we're calling them AT coins and cards. So, lots of fun stuff planned. But, yeah, I'm working on this package of tissue paper. Came with the green and this kind of, what caught my eye was this tissue paper here with the yellow, and I had never seen that combination before. And I thought that was really kind of different and cool and pretty. It's got like a yellow base with red poinsettias and the green leaves. So, yeah, I really wanted to do something with that. So now I am gluing it down onto the music paper. I first glued strips, like as you can probably tell, like this, and then I glued another piece over. So the thing with the Masterboard is, you're just using paper, and if you don't like it, you could throw it away, or you could just keep on going until you do like it, right? It's kind of like sometimes like painting. If you paint something and you don't like it at first, just keep going, adding little, streaks and whatever the painting is, shading and things, and then pretty soon you're probably going to like it. So anyway, so the point is, at this point, it doesn't look like much, but the real magic is when you cut it up and make something out of it, right? So, yeah, I added this, like I said, the kind of wide strips first. Then I tore a piece and put it here, tore a piece, put it here. I tore some little spots there. I'm not thrilled with that, so I want to tear a couple bigger spots like I did over here. Just a couple bigger pieces, and I'm just using tissue paper and napkin glue really nice and solid, and don't come up with, don't come unglued with just regular glue stick. It works on that. I don't use it on really anything else except for like napkin and tissue paper. So, and I can't think, unless it's temporary, I'm holding something down temporarily that I'm going to sew. Okay, so like I got one more piece here. Let's just, like I did 2 big spots over here. As you can see, that's a big piece I tore out, and that's a big piece. So let's take this one and kind of just tear it into, they're bigger than these pieces, but not as big as those pieces. So, and I'm just going to kind of add them sporadically here. And so, like I said, just keep, you know, adding to it until you like it. So what I have in mind for this is something, my dog's howling, my son's dog is howling outside. So she just stopped, and then now she's still doing it a little bit. But anyway, so you kind of have to, I hope you can't hear it too much. But I'm not going to explain it any further. She just likes to howl. She's husky. Okay, so so this is a base for something I have planned. But if you maybe you want to make one and then cut it up and just see where it goes, you don't have to have a plan like I do for this one. So you can just keep adding and adding things. You can add rubber stamps. You could add paint. You could add you know, stickers, just anything and everything, and then cut it up and see how it goes. Let's see. Kind of put glue all over there, but I kind of just want this. Let's put it up here. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. And so, yeah, as you can see, I have these layered here. It's, you know, more than one layer. And now I'm going to just cut around. So I have another one to show you too, another Masterboard. And we're going to see if we can finish that one up also as my base for future plans. Because, you know, like I said, I went round and round in my head about what I wanted to do for a Masterboard. And let me see if I got all of that. I'm trying to cut off the excess here. But yeah, I went round and round in my head about what I wanted to do. And just so many things. I thought about just cutting little squares and gluing them all next to each other like a checkerboard of this tissue paper. And then I thought, and you know, I could still do that. I still, if I come back and I decide to do that, that's a good thing I could do on my lunch break. You know, I could probably get it all done during, and I mean, I'm thinking I could maybe get it done in 1 hour on my lunch break, but I don't really know. You could, one thing I thought about adding on here is paper punch outs too. If you have punch outs, like depending, like say you're doing Christmas and you have a punch for snowflakes, you could put snowflakes. But doesn't it look better already that I cut off the excess? I think it looks better already, and we get it cut up. I think it's going to look really neat. But yeah, I need to let this dry. You can see it's kind of shiny from all the glue. But let's let this dry, and I'll show it to you again before we go. Let me grab my other one, and I'll be right back. Okay, here's the other one. I was letting it dry over on the other side of my room here. But it's also the same type of music paper from the same book. And I painted a layer of red paint over it. This is just watered down acrylic paint. You know, the Crafty paint. So I painted a layer of that. And then I have some green here that is also watered down because I couldn't even really get it out of here. And so it's this right here. Tropical foliage. But yeah, so it's not like Christmas green, but it is a green that I want to use up. So I wanted to also add some green to this. So I'm just going to, as you can see, I wasn't trying to cover. I just did a layer of kind of messy painting as far as not covering every speck of the music paper, and I wanted to be able to see through it. I see the music through it, so that's kind of why I watered it down. I don't know if I didn't water it down. I don't know if you would be able to see through it or not. But this is what I wanted. This is the look I wanted. So now let's put some green on here. And I just want it to look like kind of not necessarily splattered, but kind of just a messy painted background. So let's see, I'm trying to think of which way I want to go. I think I want to go, I've got a calendar page here protecting my table. And this I could make into a painty paper later, you know, because I just have a little bit of paint on it so far, but we'll see. I'll probably have some more in the end. But so let's do it. Yeah, I think I want to go this way because my plan for this one, I'll tell you, is I'd like to make it into a page in a journal. Okay, and probably a Christmas journal. So that's why I'm doing the red and green. So let's do it. See, this is what I want. Just a little, what do you call this? Maybe a smattering, a smattering of green here on top of the red. And you can still see through it. And I can go over this. See, I still have paint on here, although not very much. But I want to go over this again, like, and kind of thin it out. So, yeah, just you know, where you get the idea that, yeah, there's green and red on there, not necessarily, you know, any kind of thickness. Okay, so there's this part, and I can always add more if I want. Okay, let me get a little bit more here. So my idea on this is it's not going to be cut up, but you could cut up, and I like this a lot. So, like I said, this could be a painty paper in the background. I could paint this one in a similar way and cut it up, or some more music paper. I really like the music paper as the background too. I was planning on doing cardstock, and then overnight, I don't know why I always think of these things when I'm like waking up or sleeping, or I don't know what's going on. Having these ideas overnight, and overnight I thought of the music paper. I was like, you know, I think that would be really pretty to have that in the background. You know what I mean? So I think I need, here's my, look at how pretty that is right there with the red and green mixed up. But maybe it's not pretty to you guys, or maybe you can't see it as well as I can, but it's actually kind of pretty. Okay, so I needed, probably not that much, but I needed a little bit more green here for this part. And I might want to go over this some more too, so let's see if we can do this. Okay, it's a little thick there. And okay, so what I can do, I'm going to set this and let this dry at when I'm done. But I want to thin that out and add some more green over here. And not necessarily, I don't really want to cover up the red too much, but I want the green colors in there. And I don't want it to be able to see the beginning of my strokes here. So let's see, I'm going to add a little water. I have a little bowl of water over here. Right here, a little bowl of water. And I'm just going to thin this out a little bit here. And then bring some more over here of that paint that I took off over there. Kind of like thinning it out with the water and moving it over. And like I said, I want this to be a page. Okay. Now, I like it just like this. I didn't really want to get paint on this side, have I? A little bit on the edges, but it's fine. Okay, so let me take this and move it. Where's my other little boards? I just had them here earlier. Hold on, what did I do with them? Just one second. Just one second. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit more green, and then I got to let this dry. And then I think we're going to add one more thing, actually, to turn it into what I what came to me overnight. Okay, a little bit more green like this. See how I have some kind of like, we're going to spread these out in a second. Just like that. And then I don't want to spread out too much. I just want it to be more prevalent, a little bit more green prevalent. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a painty masterboard, but also I'm going to add one more thing, and I have to let this dry. So I'll be back in a little bit after this dries, and we'll add one more thing and see how it comes out. Let me just get this away. Oh, so that this can dry. In fact, this dries pretty quick. Actually, I have a fan in here too I can turn on, and that'll help it dry too. So anyway, it dries pretty quick because the red, I thought it was going to take out, much longer to dry, and it dried in about 15 minutes, so maybe 20 minutes. Okay, I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to do one more thing, and then I think it'll be ready to be a page. And I'll probably have to cut it down a little bit, or, you know, as far as, I think the length this way is good. I'm going to be folding it in half, and then this way might have to be cut a little bit, but we'll see when we put it into a journal eventually. So stay tuned. I'll be right back after this dries. Okay, my friends, it is dry. So exciting. I couldn't wait for this to dry. I went and, did you notice my shirt before I changed my shirt? I went and took a shower. Too TMI, I know. But yeah, I went and took a shower and got dressed while this was drying. So, what am I adding to this to make it, finish it off as a page? So it can still be a background. It can be like, almost like it's a piece of scrapbook paper. You know, like we made our own scrapbook paper. It could be a Masterboard where we're going to cut it up and make it into journal cards or pockets, or, you know, whatever you want, tags. But what I thought, and the reason I used music paper, so it would be a little thinner than cardstock, because I really wanted to use it as a page, which of course you can use cardstock as a page. I just wanted to use some regular kind of paper weight and not cardstock. So it all depends on what you want to do. Just do your own thing and have fun, right? So anyway, what I'm doing is I cut another thought I had, idea I had last night. Oh, look at that, landed in a good spot, I'm sure. But I need a little bit more glue on there. Another thought I had as I was getting these ideas in my head last night as I was trying to sleep or waking up or whenever it was. I don't remember what time or anything it was when I had these ideas. But it was punching some snowflakes. I have a paper punch, snowflake paper punch, and it was punching snowflakes out of, I happen to have out right now some cookbook pages from a cookbook, and I thought, oh, of course you can't tell they're from a cookbook, but they just have text on them. So any paper, anything you want to use, like say you want to have some silver paper or some white paper, you want white snowflakes. I just thought it would be too cool to have like book page snowflakes. So in my book pages, like I took 2 book pages that, or I actually used 3 to make it thick enough to punch, because this particular punch, as you can see, it's quite, the result is quite delicate. So you need a thicker paper to punch so it punches through. If I were to punch one of these papers, it might not punch through, it probably wouldn't. So I layered 3 of these cookbook pages and punch, and it punched just fine. And you can see it's a little tedious to get glue, kind of like putting glue on a doily. It's a little tedious to get glue on all these little pieces. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do, is kind of just put some snowflakes around on this paper so that it's decorated. It could be left as is, or it could be a background for something, or I could even cut it up, So yeah, I'm going to, so that this video doesn't take too long, glue a few more of these on while I pause. You get the idea. I'm just gluing down. And you can put as many or as few as you want if you're doing something like this, gluing paper punches down. And maybe you could do this with doilies, like say you don't have a snowflake paper punch or any type of anything you can make snowflakes out of, or I mean you can make snowflakes out of, how we made them when we were kids, and you take some white paper and do the little cutouts, and then you have your long, what is that called? Like a garland of snowflakes. You could do something like that and just cut the snowflakes apart after you're done, or you could use doilies, something like that. Cut, if they're too big, cut them down into smaller circles or pieces or anything. Just to use what you have is what I'm getting at. Okay, let me glue a few more down so this video doesn't get too long, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I finished gluing. I have some, you can see my how they're spread out here. Trying to make sure all my little bits are glued down too. If you see them sticking up, I just add more glue. But I have some sticking out over the edge, so I need to cut those off. There's only one on this side. And then I have 3 over here sticking out. Let me turn this over so I can get an even cut here. This was a used music book, music slash song slash piano book used by my mom that she gave me. So she gave me lots of music books, and this was one of them. She played the organ and she sang in the choir at church. So she had tons of, she sang solos too at church. So she had music for solos, she had music for the organ, and she had music for the choir. So lots of music. And I think, I'm trying to remember, I played the piano. So I think she also gave me my old piano books at that time when she gave me all her music. She still had my piano books. Okay, so I've got all the edges cut. I think, let's see, we did it like this. It can be either way. But I think it really turned out pretty. I like the red and green with the snowflakes. It looks like, you know, almost like, I guess you could say it looks like homemade scrapbook paper type of thing. Like if you saw this in your scrapbook paper, wouldn't you think it was pretty? So to make it into a page, I don't know if it's quite ready to be folded yet. The glue is still drying. Here's a little piece that needs to be glued down. So, all right, let's see. I'm going to try to fold it to see what it would look like as a page. And then see, this part is, I'm not going to make a crease right now, but I just want to see how wide it is. It's going to be, yeah, it might be perfect for the way it is. I might not even have to cut any off. This is good. This is only like, what, 7, 8? It's right at 8. And I cut off, there was a perforation here that I cut off, so it was a little wider, and I cut that off. So anyway, I think it turned out really pretty. Here's the other side. Like I said, it's still drying. It's a little wet right here is what you're seeing right there, and then I got a little bit of paint over here, but I think that's fine. I'm not worried about it. So anyway, it's a painting paper turned masterboard is what I'm calling it. So that's one. And like I said, it's going to be a page, but you could totally cut this up too and make it into tags or whatever. And then here's the other one that I am going to cut up, all dry and everything now. So I think that one's really pretty too. Got the green and red and that pretty tissue paper with the yellow background that I like so much. So yeah, in a future video on one of these Fridays, this is going to be used in one of the future hop videos. So I'm sure this video, it may have gone over, and if it did, over 20 minutes, I'm sorry. I'll try to do better. But I did the best I could. I paused a lot, right? So thank you for watching today. Be sure to check out Helen and Susan. I'm sure they're going to have some awesome things to show you, and I can't wait to see what they do too, so I can try it. And thank you for watching today, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.